I thank the gentleman for yielding. Of course, we're all observing the attending physician's request that we stay at least 6 feet apart, and I appreciate the Democratic speaker's acknowledgement that it is perhaps better to address the American people without a mask. Mr. Cole, I also want to extend my sympathies to you. I know your district suffered greatly last night in a storm, and certainly our hearts are with our near neighbors in Oklahoma. So our actions today represent a lost opportunity. I am grateful that we're finally going to pass legislation that will provide more funding for our small businesses and for our healthcare providers. We should have been preparing for the needs of the American people since the first of this year. Instead, the House considered 15 pieces of non-crucial legislation and 5 resolutions that do not now nor ever will have the force of law. 6 months before this crisis started in January, President Trump signed into law the Pandemic All-Hazard Preparedness Act, a product of our health subcommittee in the last Congress and in this Congress. But after this fire broke out across the globe, did we do any real-time oversight as to whether or not the bill that we had passed, the bill that we had labored over, was in fact performing as indicated? The Speaker talked about real-time oversight. We had an opportunity, but we didn't take it. The Energy and Commerce Committee held hearings on flavored tobacco. We looked into horse racing. We looked into ticket scalping. And these issues have a place in our legislative agenda, but not in the middle of a pandemic when we should have been doing real-time oversight of a bill we had signed into law a mere 6 months before. So as a leader of the Health Subcommittee on Energy and Commerce, I began calling for action in January. It was not until February 26, as an add-on to a budget hearing for Health and Human Services, where there was a brief panel assembled and only 10 members were allowed to ask questions of this expert panel on the emerging novel coronavirus. It was a full 2 weeks later before Congress considered its first comprehensive bill. During consideration at the Rules Committee, I requested, because one hadn't been done, a survey of ventilators. We didn't know how many we had available. Now, thanks to vital steps taken by the Trump administration, to this day, no patient has been denied a ventilator that needed one. This is a testament to the administration's response. It's a testament to the private sector in this country that responded so well. And it certainly puts to shame the Democratic majority's response during January and February. We're in the middle of working to ensure patient survival and keeping our economy afloat. Now is not the time to authorize yet another partisan committee to conduct an oversight in a manner that we know will only be good for the next news cycle. Early in this crisis, we forewent an opportunity to prepare. Let us not make the same mistake again. Let us not continue to waste time. Let us do the work of the American people and get to business as usual. If we'd been better authorizers, less oversight would be necessary. I yield back.